I'm still prepared.
Yeah, you're fine.
Cool.
I think so.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
It was taking its time. Excellent. Cool.
Hey,
Thanks.
so
Hi guys.
we are going to be going through all of the new things that we've gotten in and all of the really cool restocks that we're excited about. There is quite a few things that we've gotten back in that have been out of stock for a while, but we're really excited about, and lots of cool things like that. I can't wait to play that. It looks awesome.
Yeah, no, there was absolutely stacks of things. Like, it's just off camera. You can't see. There's like piles higher than my head of games just off camera, just to teach you a bit.
Yeah.
So we'll just get right into it. Probably just start with the one that's front and center, which. Whoop.
So, Lords of Hellas. It's a bit of an immense game. It goes for about 90 minutes or so. It's basically ancient Greek gods meets hardcore sci-fi, which is fantastic.
Pretty much.
I
like,
love it.
You got sci-fi, arcane magic. It's like creating ridiculous armies that go around. A lot of territory management. There's these giant monsters. So it's massive.
Yeah.
It looks really cool. It's very nicely themed. It's got brilliant miniatures in it as well,
12
including.
centimeter miniatures, so they're pushing the borders of what we can call miniatures.
There he is.
Yeah.
There's a one too, isn't he?
Yeah.
We also have this fantastic. Wait, I'll see if I can bring it over. This guy came along. So just to give you an idea of the theming that you got here, actually I posted a photo of this one not that long ago, didn't I? Yeah. You have Odysseus here with his ridiculously oversized machine gun.
Yeah.
He's also got, he's got like dual katana and a whole bunch of other guns on his back.
He's a hardcore player.
They're loaded. Like, it's going to be an insane game. It says 90 minutes. You'd probably be hoping for 90 minutes.
Yeah.
It's very strategic, but it's one that you can't miss.
Grab your phone and type comments.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hi, Paul. Hi, Rachel.
There we go.
Yep, that was a good point.
Yeah.
I'll just stick it there.
Yeah.
That's easier.
Okay,
Move right on.
let's go from the left.
Yeah, might as well.
Yep.
So, we'll go with this one. This is the white box. Now, we had a play around with the white box.
Yeah, we
last
got
year.
it off of Kickstarter, I think it was, when it was on there. It's basically a game design
Workshop.
kit. I was going to say workshop. Yeah.
We're not in sync today.
It's a game design workshop in a box. It comes with all of the blank tokens and pieces that you can use to be creating your own game, to be prototyping things. It's a really cool little kit.
The best part involved as well is that it comes with this. It has the white box essays.
The essays,
yeah. Which is this book. It's like really large, and it has 25 different essays in there talking about game design and the processes of it, how to best optimize games and stuff like that. It is a really interesting read. It's one of the books that I've got just sitting on my desk all the time because I love having to read through it. And yeah, it has just a lot of really useful pieces. It's really good value for what you get in it too.
It's fantastic.
Excellent.
Okay, let's jump to the front.
Yeah.
So, we've gotten Super Fight back in, which most people will recognise. It's been in the cafe for ages, and we've always tried to keep it in stock, but it went out of stock a little while ago. It's basically a fantastic game where you need to argue why your made-up character would beat the pants off of someone else's made-up character.
It's so much fun.
It's a fun game. We've got the core deck back in, but we've also got some of the cool expansions, such as the 90s deck, which adds in so many different 90s pop culture references and things like that. The 80s deck, which I probably should have started with, going chronologically, but it does exactly the same thing. And then the horror deck, which I can't wait to play it. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
It's from all of the different Halloween movies and different horror monsters and stuff like that. So
It's the broad range. Yeah. It's going to be fantastic.
and the last one
It's to your left.
is over here, is Fortress Mode. This one changes up the game a little bit. This one person draws cards to create a fortress with all these defenses, and the other people need to use their characters to try to figure out how they would break in. So it's kind of a one against all situation, but it's a really cool twist.
Total game changer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll be having a copy of that one in the library as well, which is pretty awesome. Alright, move those aside for a sec. Dragon Castle. Whoop, just take it around that little tiki. Dragon Castle. So, This one is fantastic. This is a multiplayer game that is inspired heavily by that solitaire mahjong game that, to be fair, I only ever play on like a computer. It was like one of those things like Minesweeper and stuff like that you play. It has that as its core mechanic. You have the big bunch of tiles in the center. You're taking tiles off in this one when you can, if they meet the parameters, requirements for it. You put them on your own little board, and then you're creating your own miniature castles. Whenever you match things over, you can flip them over, put little shrines on top. That's how you score all the points. So it takes this game that is traditionally awesome solitaire game that is very therapeutic to play, and then turns it into a competitive multiplayer game, which is also still therapeutic despite being competitive.
Yeah. And it's another one that is really good for 2 players. It's 2 to 4, but it can definitely be played perfectly well with 2 players.
It looks so great too. I mean, mahjong always does, so you can understand it.
Okay. So, we had just sold out of our previous lot of the Carcassonne around the world, so we've brought in a couple of Carcassonne Gold Rush. It's the same series, so it's the same Carcassonne that you know and love, but placed in different spots around the world. This one is in Gold Rush America, and instead of laying roads and building cities, you are laying train tracks to get around to all the different mines.
Yep, so similar with the South Seas expansion that we had, not expansion, standalone game that people were really fond of here, and we were huge fans of. This one's got that similar mechanic where it changes things around a little bit. It's more about collecting resources for points rather than just connect a road, get the point. Like, it adds a little bit more complexity, and it's all the better for it. What else we got?
Deadpool.
Deadpool versus the world.
Yeah.
So this is essentially made for the Cards Against Humanity era of adult party games. It is very self-aware about the fact that it's been made purely for that reason too, in, you know, traditional Deadpool fashion. The game is essentially about finding a series of cards of Deadpool in very compromising situations and then giving him some good old captions. And unlike the other games that you usually have them all pre-written, these ones give you dry erase markers and let you write on your own hilarious captions. In that way, I like it a little better. It encourages a lot more creativity, and Deadpool, I mean, what's not to love, really?
For example, the picture on the cover, if we can see that, on the back, that is put along with the Twerking for the Environment card.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Delicious. Yes. Yes.
There we go.
Brilliant.
It is a really cool game. It's not one we have in the cafe because you do need to be writing on the cards. You can erase them and reuse them, but yeah, it looks like a really cool game.
Yeah, it's definitely worth having a look at.
Okay. This is an awesome expansion to Magic Maze. It adds in lots of different security features. It adds in cameras, extra tokens. I can never remember what that guy's name is. The dude with all the eyes?
Yeah, the big floating eye thing with the other eyes. The D&D one, right?
Yeah, I was going to say. It's a D&D thing. Yeah.
I'll wait for it. Someone will know.
Yeah, I know. It is played along with Magic Maze, so you do need to have the base game, but it adds in lots of different scenarios and levels and lots of cool functionality.
That thing over there, by the way. He's got a mustache. He's a mole cop.
He is. He's a mole
so
cop.
good. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Brilliant. We took a tiny break away from Marvel, but we might as well quickly jump back over to Marvel. Thanos Rising, which is, yes, an Avengers Infinity War.
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's Infinity War with dice and cards. So everyone has their set of heroes and they're battling to try to finish the goal before Thanos can complete the gauntlet.
Yeah, so it's a cooperative game, 2 to 4 players.
Yep.
It is suitable for 10 and up.
Thank you, Paul. The Eye of the Beholder.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
And Cat. Cat got it as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanos Rising, it looks fantastic. It's got this giant Thanos miniature as well, which looks really cool. Plus little gemstones for all the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
It's got nice pieces to it. It's very, very geeky Marvel, so again, plenty to love. Alright.
And I also love the idea of a giant miniature.
Yeah, I know. It just sounds like an oxymoron.
And yeah, Ollie would probably love Thanos Rising, Rachel.
Excellent.
Then again, Ollie loves everything.
It's true. It's true. Not exactly a new game, but because we keep getting a lot of demand for it, we grabbed a whole bunch of copies of Exploding Kittens back in. So make sure to come in and grab those because
they'll disappear.
No matter how many we bring in, they're going to disappear straight away. This game is a phenomenon in that sense. The Oatmeal know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Excellent. Speaking of webcomic-based phenomenon.
Yeah. Organ Attack is always insanely popular in the cafe and in the store. Every time we get it in, it sells out again. So we've gotten a stack in this time. But the really exciting part is we've also got some of the new Teams expansion.
Yes.
So this adds in extra cards to the base game of Organ Attack and also adds in the ability to be playing in pairs of 2. So you can actually team up on people, you can help revive your teammate and things like that. It adds in some really cool things like lab-grown organs and an I Concur card and life support and stuff like that.
Excellent.
It adds a lot into an already brilliant game.
Yeah, I can't wait to be able to try out Teams at some point in that one because it's so cool.
Yeah.
I love that game. Pretty straightforward. Doctor Who Flux. We have a whole bunch of Fluxes. I mean, I'm sure you've seen them before.
Yep.
We've grabbed a few restocks of ones we've had previously, but we never had the Doctor Who Flux in before. So now we've got that one in. It is exactly what you're expecting.
Yep.
It is Flux. It's got Doctor Who stuff in it. It's really good. If you enjoy Flux, I mean, everyone enjoys Flux, right? It's a great game. So, I mean, this is great for the Doctor Who nerd.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's coming back soon. I think.
Yeah.
Soonish. They've been
Soonish.
doing teasers for it. It's going to be good. I can't wait. So excited.
Okay. Fuse.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yep. Me. Cool. Fuse. Fuse is awesome. So Fuse is a cooperative. I want to say dice game because it essentially is cooperative game. You have a 10-minute timer, which is not much time when you've got this. Everyone has a whole bunch of different bomb cards with different schematics on them. All the cards require different combinations of numbers and colors from the dice to defuse them. You roll a whole bunch of dice at the beginning, and then everyone gets to pick a die out and put it on their card. Any of the leftover ones have to be re-rolled, and if the same number turns up as a card one that you have to put it back in, so it can completely mess up your plans. You have to work together, but also work quickly to defuse all of the cards before time is up. It has great things. It's got ones that are like simple math, ones that are just putting color combinations together, multiple colors, multiple numbers, just all this different stuff. It looks fantastic. It's really fun.
It looks a little bit like Mission Impossible with dice.
Yeah, I mean, we can go with that. It also reminds me of Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Oh, God. One of the best VR experiences ever. By the way, it's so much fun. Yeah, very much like that. Yeah. Really good fun.
Okay, next up, topiary. I'm going to put this in the same category as things like Lantern, which are more relaxing to play. You are basically scoring points by placing different topiaries in a grid, and then you get points by placing your visitors around the edge of the topiary and getting points by how many they can see. So it's a competitive game about making and visiting a garden, which sounds
really nice.
Right up the alley of people who like lanterns and things like that. It's a little bit of like a mix between lanterns and photosynthesis.
Yeah.
A tiny bit.
Yeah, with all the variable heights on trees and stuff like that. It's really cool. I like it. They're closer to you, so I'll get you to grab those ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not really like Bunny Kingdom. It is a little bit in the sense that you're fighting over the different spots, so you can get more points based on where you go, but not as savage as Bunny Kingdom.
Oh god, that is an aggressive game. It is so much fun. Definitely come into the cafe and try it sometime. It's so good.
13 Clues. This sounds fantastic because it really is a cross between Hanabi and Cluedo.
Yeah.
Everyone has their mystery they're trying to solve. Everyone has 3 clues in front of them, but you can only see everybody else's clues. You can't see yours. So everybody is trying to go through, investigate, figure out what clues they've got so they can solve their own mystery before anyone else can solve theirs.
Much like Hanabi, there are tokens for being able to communicate, so you only have limited chances to ask people how many of a particular color can they see or how many of a particular type of item can they see. So you really have to use a lot of deduction and try and restrict your questions to all the very important parts. It's a really cool system. Really neat. Then back there as well.
Oh, that's
yeah, I know, that is a heavy one. This War of Mine, the board game. Now, this
32 mil miniatures.
Mm-hmm. Yep, these I've got some nice large miniatures in them as well. These are really cool. This War of Mine is a very well-received intellectual property for one.
Yeah.
Board game looks fantastic. It is a very intense game though. You'd be looking at least 3 hours for a game of this. This War of Mine is basically set around armed conflict in a European country. I think it doesn't even say which one. And
Generic European country.
It's cooperative. You're playing as a group. You're controlling a large household or building full of survivors, and you're getting them to, scavenge, to fight, to defend themselves, to go through all of these story devices. It's very narrative driven. It is a very cruel and dark game and very challenging, but it's also one of the most intense, rewarding narrative experiences, so it's definitely a cool one if you want something heavy but really engaging.
And Via Cat says it's also an awesome video game, so the board game is probably just as awesome.
Yes, that was the part I was going to finish with as well. It is definitely of the same caliber as the game that it's inspired by. Alright, so we also have a couple more. Now these remaining ones as well as being in the shop are also coming into the cafe too, so you'll have a whole bunch of ones new to play.
So, flashpoints. For those of you who have played Hot Shots, which I know at least Anne, Kat, and Paul have, that are watching at the moment, this is very similar to Hot Shots but inside building. So it's still very cooperative driven. You are trying to go through the building, put out the ever-growing fires.
And save the civilians and, more importantly, their pets.
Yes.
It's civilians and it's their pets.
Yeah.
It is not a fair game in that sense. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of... The fire is more powerful than you are. I think Pandemic and Hot Shots, again. You've got the odds against you. It is an aggressive fire. It is about being highly strategic. You can go through doors or you can knock walls down. There's a lot of ways you can get through it. It's a fantastic cooperative experience. Highly recommended, and like I said, available to play, as well as buy.
I've been waiting for this for ages. The COS of Danger Choose Your Own Adventure, it is a game, but it's completely styled like the old school Choose Your Own Adventure books, which is fantastic. It's very story driven, but you do go through the story in 5 chapters and have all of the different choices every step of the way. But they've also built in lots of game mechanics, so it's actually got a board and tokens and things like that.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. I love the retro box as well. Like, it looks exactly like an old retro Choose Your Own Adventure story. It's brilliant.
And it can be played singly as well, which is really cool.
Just want to bring that one up, because it's like, that design is so cool. It's fantastic. Can't wait to see if they go ahead and make a whole bunch more of it. I'm talking about it. It looks really cool. Multiple endings, everything you want in a good Choose Your Own Adventure.
I was going to say,
Goosebumps books, like, how good were they?
I really wish they would make those out of Goosebumps ones.
Oh, I'm sure they will one day.
Yeah.
Give yourself Goosebumps is like my whole childhood.
Okay, so in the cafe and in the store, we also have Braingasm. It's a neat, dirty little party game. It is a lot like Spot It, if you're familiar with that, but it is definitely not for kids.
Oh no.
We've got it in the cafe. It's going to be going straight up into the adults only section, and not going to be playable until late at night.
Yes. It does look like it will be good for an immature laugh, though. Yeah. I'm not even going to show you the back.
Yeah.
That's the kind of game it is. You'll have to come in and have a look, and we don't have one of those live blur bars on there. But I can show you the front. The front is good enough. Cool.
So Super Fight Fortress mode, we already talked about it before, but we've got one in the cafe as well.
Yep, that'd be great. And then a nice little, very casual kind of game to be able to add to the cafe as well. This one is adorable. It's a little dexterity game, ClickClack, lumberjack. So the idea behind this one is you're building this tree which has all the layers of bark inside it and a few hidden grubs as well.
Yep.
You're using the little toy axes and you get turns to be able to knock bits of bark off without knocking the whole thing over. Think that Trap Penguin game
but with a tree and a lumberjack.
Yeah, with a tree. Yeah, exactly. It's really awesome.
That one is only in the cafe. We haven't got that in the store, so if you want to give it a go, then come in and check out the cafe.
Yeah, no worries. I think
That's
that's
pretty much everything game-wise. We also just want to mention, not that you can see much of it behind all of the games.
It's true.
It's fine. This is also our new Tiki area, which we are going to be using for small parties and things like that. It's part of our new line of event packages, so we're going to be posting a lot more about that very soon.
Look forward to hearing more about it. It's going to be awesome. All right. Now,
I believe that is pretty much it.
I would say so. There are, like I said, heaps of other games that have come in that are restocks of things we've already had.
So we've got all the things like Fallout, Concept, Scythe, Type and Echo, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, it could just go on and on and on. There's heaps. There are heaps. You're going to have to come in and just have a look and see what's new.
Yeah.
Or check the website. Yeah. That's the other way to do about it. Brilliant. Cool.
A little bit over time, but yeah.
A little bit.
That's it.
We're going to open up the shop now.
Yeah. See you soon.
We'll see you soon. All right. Now,